I think the dominant narrative at the moment is if we introduce expropriation without compensation, somehow we're going to speed up access to land, and even if we amend the Constitution. But I think the presentation from Stellenbosch law faculty has highlighted that this is like a thoroughgoing process that's going to be required. It requires a whole overhaul of the Constitution, and that is going to be subject to litigation. People are going to litigate. And if I'm an owner of a property and I am expropriated, I'm going to try to contest that. You know, like as I suspect you would too if you were in that position. You're not going to sit down and let people take away your property without a fight. So I think the view is, and if you look at the international experience about expropriation, it's one of the most heavily litigated areas with really long and deeply expensive court cases that go on for ages. So in our view, the unintended consequence is that the process gets spun out. It gets adversarial. We end up with paying expensive lawyers to defend the case. And the cost of land, if you factor in the cost of the legal fees, actually goes way above what you could have acquired the land for at below market compensation. And I'd also like to just add one other thing, if I may. There seems to be an assumption that compensation has to be paid in cash. There's nowhere in the Constitution, to my reading of the Constitution, that says that this is required. People could be compensated with government bonds, for example. So there are other options that we could be exploring here.
What do you mean by government bonds? Can you explain? What is government bond?
Basically, in the government bond scenario, like I don't pay you cash today, but you get an investment in a government guaranteed investment fund that pays you out maybe in 20 years' time, or pays you out in a sequenced manner.
Do you agree that the land must be treated as a commodity?
I don't think I understand that question. It's clear land in South Africa is not just a commodity. Certain people view land as a commodity, but for the majority of South Africans, land, if you see the quote that I put in from Nomboniso Gaza, it's not about agriculture, it's not about this land that's described in the deeds office. It's about your graves, it's about your history, it's about your dignity, it's about all the things that you've been speaking about. So we can't commodify that. And I think this is part of the problem that we have in dealing with the land issue, that very often South Africans are talking past each other. One sees land as a commodity, a property which changes hands on the markets. Others see land as something which makes them who they are and provides their continuity historically. And we have to find ways to bridge these two different, very different viewpoints.